Each time you hear a board snap, the ship kind of lunges to the south side that you're on.
Alright, right here, is this like a ballista?
It is.
Can I swing it around to face the pirate ship?
Sure. This guy runs up to Zarish, and he yells in Elven, "Quickly, when they all come across, jump to the other side. It's probably your only hope."
In Elvish.
I'll do what I can to hold them off. He runs back.
Also say in Elvish. You mean the pirate ship?
What's that? Oh,
No, you mean the pirate ship?
he nods and he goes back. He goes back into the fighting. Actually, he reinforces. He was standing back here.
I mean,
What's the gibberish that he speaks? Looking at Zerj.
It won't be the first time that the drow helped us.
What'd he say? He just came and blah 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 and he ran away.
He said it's going to cause a distraction and that we should take over it.
Oh, don't worry, I'll call the distraction, alright. Where's the captain on the other ship at? That you said I noticed?
He's right there. I just pinged it.
Cool, I'm gonna jump on this ballista right here. You said I can swing it around inward. I'm gonna aim it and shoot it at him.
All right, roll me a attack roll. You can click on your longbow or something like that if you want, or any kind of ranged attack. Why did that roll like 2 8-sided instead of a 20-sided to hit?
Because he know he hit
no clue.
damage.
Yeah. My modifiers are just that high.
It just says 1d8. That's weird. Roll it again real quick. Make sure it's rolling right.
Yeah, it did. It says roll 1d20. Maybe I just didn't see it on the screen or something. Maybe it that's weird.
Okay.
But as you see it coming, he sees it coming. He ducks to the side, real quick, and and that who was it that did that?
There.
His buddy. He smiles and laughs, and he runs over to this ballista over here and turns it around at you. And he pats the wizard standing beside him on the shoulder, and the wizard starts winding up.
I'm gonna take the time to kind of get behind the mast here.
You know we're supposed
if
to
I have
be
enough time.
moving the ship, right? Not fighting us?
So why aren't you getting ready to go? We're taking that ship though. I just gotta deal with this bastard.
So we're taking the pirate ship?
yeah, we're taking the pirate ship. He's
Yeah,
gonna
let the
drop his
drow-
drow.
I mean,
He's gonna drop the drow.
Now hear this. The plan is we're taking the pirate ship.
What?
I mean, you can tell most of the
That's what I thought.
pirates. Most of the pirates are boarded. There's 2 that's on the gangplanks, and then the captain and his wizard are at his side. His first mate is actually boarded your ship that you're on as well.
Just about everyone's on the drow ship.
Yeah.
waiting to see what he's doing because he told me this and I had my eye on him most of the time.
Yeah, kind of waiting for a cue. I just figured I'd get a cheap shot in.
Darren, you know how to? Would you know how to sail one of those things?
You darn tootin', as you say from the south.
All right, well, let's go.
What does that mean?
As you guys are starting to move forward about that time, this pirate swings around and jumps, and as he jumps on board, he looks back at Zerish, and he sees her moving forward. He kind of smiles, and he swings, and he takes the sword right to the gut, and he falls over dead.
Seeing that in that last hesitation, I make no time. I get a running start and I leap over to the other side.
Well, I guess we don't need these boats anymore if we're taking this pirate ship.
The sea bear whispers at the wizard, and he looks at Zerish. Yeah, he doffs his hat to you, tips it, and he jumps over to the other ship. His wizard follows him.
Do I find is there any like weapons laying on the ground around me?
You do not.
I'm gonna go over and grab the wizard right here. That's looking a little weak. I'm like, he said that guy right there said your mother was whore.
This wizard. You think this wizard looking weak?
Oh, you said he was looking tired at least.
He's looking like he's trying to. Say you've got a swarm of ants attacking, and your only ammunition is to flick each one at a time. He's flicking the shit out of them, but he's a little overwhelmed at the moment. He's casting as fast as he can, left and right.
I know for a fact that one right there is Captain.
He kind of pushes you off to the side and casts a bolt at this guy.
The sea bear.
Yeah.
All three to me.
He casts is it a witch bolt at this mage, and he ducks and casting things back. It's basically like they're having a mage's duel.
I'm now looking around the ship, a little confused as to why I got over here so easily, and then looking back at everybody else like...
I look back over my left shoulder and I'm like, alright, the rest of you go, we'll keep him busy, I'll join you in a minute.
I'm gonna...
Lars is out of there.
Yeah. Wait, you too.
What about our nobles? How are they?
No, while they're doing that, I'm gonna cast, Toll the Dead, dickhead right here. I'm gonna point at him and I'm gonna kind of move over here and cast that.
Sinclair, did you mean to move over, or did I do it by accident?
No, I'll run over there. That's fine. Make the jump.
Okay.
So Toll the Dead. I don't know why I didn't. It's a
Has anybody got less than a 12 dexterity?
Yes.
So roll. As you're jumping across, roll a dex check with a difficulty 12.
Just a straight check. Don't worry, I'm really good at these guys.
Can we institute dwarf tossing? Is that it?
Okay, you're on the other side of the ship there. Or you're
on their
actually
ship?
you're on the drow ship.
Yeah.
So you go to jump. That was Darren, right?
Yeah.
Inspiration.
You go to jump
I
and
spotted the inspiration.
And
Hold on, let's do that. Is it D8?
Yeah, it's a D8.
I will use that inspiration. It's not a,
but you would have had to
Not
say that before he went to go jump.
yeah, it's fine. He does. No, he gave me
Oh,
inspiration.
the one from
on
I was talking about the one from before.
Yeah, the drum
Yeah,
line.
yeah. I haven't used it yet. I haven't used it yet.
And
I'll use it now. But
see, how long does it last?
I think it lasts an hour. Maybe
Okay.
it's 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, so did you roll your bardic inspiration then?
10 minutes it is.
Yeah. I don't. It didn't help. If it's a 12, it didn't help.
Yeah, you just missed it. He almost makes it. As he's going to jump, he steps on the edge, and some boards creaked, and some more gave way, and the ship that you where your foot was, it lowered right as you were going to jump, so you didn't have really anything to get leverage to push.
Kind of see if I try to like reach my arm out to see if you can catch it.
10
Yeah,
minutes.
roll an acrobatics check. Okay, you reach out and grab Darren and give him a yank and help him pull him on across.
There you go.
All right, let's get these anchors up.
I'm
Let
gonna
me,
grab the bridges. I'm gonna run them.
Hey, I'm gonna reload. Roll 20, just because it's
Okay.
showing. It's like a timer, 47 seconds. I have no idea why, but it won't go away.
Okay.
It's a countdown to doom.
It's when Cthulhu spawns.
So, when that
Yeah.
guy summons whatever he's
Kraken
trying to
comes up.
summon.
The Kraken reaches around the side of the pirate ship.
I'd say after pulling Darren over, I was gonna go over and kick some of the planks off.
That's what I'm doing now. Yeah. The planks where the guys are walking across.
Oh, don't worry, I'm about to go all Sea of Thieves and you guys here in a second.
Omri's just wandering around. This is beyond cheeky. I cannot believe pirates.
Interesting. So it decided. It issued some punishment, and the punishment was it decided to expand every folder I had for music. I heard, I heard a horse.
I mean, we've seen a lot of crazy stuff so far, so a horse probably wouldn't be that far off.
Yeah, not surprised by anything anymore.
It's like the polar bears in Lost. Just go with it.
Yeah.
I've never figured that out why it does it.
No, you can ignore that. I didn't mean to hit it. Yeah, Told the Dead never really works well in, for some reason, on Roll20. On these original sheets.
There's a handful of spells that don't work too well in it.
Yeah.
So, what were you trying to do, Darren?
No, I didn't mean to send that to anyone in particular. I was just
Oh, okay.
trying to get the spell to work right. I was going to cast it earlier on 3 keys.
As you guys move to your side of the ship, Darren, you who know this ship pretty well, has had a few changes here and there. but you know how to pilot this ship for sure.
Yeah, as soon as I get pulled up, I'm like, alright. Wrong accent. I'm being. Okay, let's get 2 people on the capstan. Let's get this anchor up. Let's get out of here. Are the sails down, or have they been pulled up?
The sails are down at the moment.
Not
Okay.
knowing what any of that is, Zeresh runs over here and kicks that plank off.
You kick the plank off?
The capstan's the thing that brings the anchor up. It looks like big smoke.
Knock this guy off as well.
He grabs onto the edge of the ship over there.
Emery,
As
jump
he's
on that
starting to fall.
capstan, aim it at that big ugly guy, and just keep shooting him. The wizard and ooh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Who are you aiming it at? You're aiming at the pirates instead of the drow?
What?
I'm gonna aim it at the wizard. The guy that's slinging spells. I think he's the most dangerous.
Which wizard?
The closest one.
Okay, the pirate wizard.
Yeah, this guy right here. Yeah. Shoot.
Okay, roll a ranged weapon attack.
I don't have a. I'll roll a. Here. Rapiers with text though, so.
You goes right over his shoulder. He does see it though. He looks slightly annoyed and kind of ducks down for cover
Yeah, you
under the
see
side
me.
of the side of the ship. But he's
coming
not
for
going to
you.
stop firing at this guy.
How
Back in. What are we
how
doing?
long would it? We need the big spoke thing that controls the anchor. We need to bring the anchor up so we can get out of here.
Where's that at?
I don't shouldn't see it on this ship right this second, but up here. There's 2. One here. Let's get some guys on those. Let's get those up.
Alright.
Lars, your big half-orc, goes up there and starts cranking away at it. And as soon as you make a couple turns on it, the ship starts separating. And very quickly, there is a noticeable room between the two. And you actually notice there's also a noticeable height difference between the two. The ship that you were on is now about that side of the ship is about 7 feet below the side of your ship, and you're moving away.
That was a little bit easier than I'd expected.
As we start pulling away, I'm gonna lean over the side and go, "Hey, 3T, you're a son of a bitch!" And then I'm gonna cast. Let's see if this will work now. I'm told dead off. There we go. So if he's damaged, he takes 9. If he's undamaged, he takes 10. If he fails to save. And the loud gong will sound.
Leave it to a dwarf to be the loudest person on the ship.
With a bell.
Never said I was sneaky.
Not surprised.
He made his save. He got an 18.
Alright, nothing happens then.
Something tell me he was expecting that.
He's usually not that wise.
Oh,
And at that point,
And after that, I'll just focus on getting us out of there. calling directions, angle the sails and toward them so they catch the wind, and then with the anchors all the way up. Just kind of giving general directions for everyone as we try to get out of there.
I'm gonna go check on the stuff. So, I guess while he's giving out orders and stuff and what to do, Sarah's just gonna inspect the top of the ship, for the crates and stuff, see what's all in them. And I guess slowly make our way down.
You guys are on your way. I'm
Is there any,
assuming
do we find any weapons on the ship?
Yeah, can I search for like an armory or arms room?
you certainly can.
Yeah, I was gonna go downstairs and see if I see anything of interest. I don't know what I'm looking for, or really a ship.
I'll go with. We should stick together.
These ladies are
We don't know what's down there.
gathered around what you could call their dinner table. Got one one loaf of bread and about a quarter of a mug of ale.
That is a drow cup, okay? That came from.
It is a collector's item.
Souvenir. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
And who is going to go down?
I think we said everybody, right?
I'll stay up top and kind of steer the ship.
Yeah, I'll go down as well.
One after we do it.
Lars volunteers to stay up there and watch the ship.
Okay, he's gonna stay up. You know how to do one of these things.
I just hold the wheel, right?
So, go look at these maps. Then after that, I'll go down with everybody else. Try to look for the navigation.
Did we?
So
steal
which
the
which door are you going down? Or which
Yeah,
hatch,
so
I should say?
roll up the number.
There's a hatch up there, a hatch there, and a hatch in the back.
Well, with my knowledge of the ship, which one's the
And if you
closest?
let's see, I don't know if you can see it now. Probably can't, can you?
I see like looks like there's a hatch there as well, and maybe a door here.
Zeresh knows nothing
Is
of
that
the ship and just seen this first hatch, so that's probably what she would be doing.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know if that's a box or a hatch here. Hatch here,
How come? Oh, okay, never mind.
here, and here.
So these stairs, you should be able to, if you stand down there, you should be able to see up the stairs, right?
Yeah.
So they just
Yeah.
lead to the top there.
Steering wheel. The poop deck.
There is a door. There is a door right here. I don't know if I guess I probably didn't draw it. But there's
I can see like little white dot there.
yeah.
Handle.
There's a door, and you know, Darren, that generally leads to the captain's quarters. You know that there's like a storage area in the front of the ship, kind of a cargo hold, is what's below, and crew quarters in the back. It's a 2-story ship.
And the used to be the storage was in the front of the ship. Crew's quarters probably, if they haven't moved it around, they should be under towards the aft or back of the boat. There's this is captain's quarters here.
As you're saying that, she's pulling on the latch and kind of looking up at you like, Alright.
Hey, you asked, I'm just giving you information. So, do we want to find armory first, or should we try to figure out where we're going?
Well, I think we should make sure there's no one else on this boat.
Yeah, let's do
That's
that.
also true.
There could be someone down below.
I was going to do that, but I was also going to look for, well, something more protective.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. Then in that case, let's go to the front and drop down to storage areas.
I would love to see where.
Those.
Yeah, I'd love to see what we have to work with.
Okay, let's do it.
Kind of
As long
pushes
as
the
you
hatch
know your way
nut,
around.
makes her way up front.
Making your way up front.
Little Sinclair.
Yeah, I closed the hatch though before I left, so I kind of pushed it close and made my way
You
up.
want to go
Which
through that one?
which hatch are you talking about?
During the whole conversation, I did open this one.
You opened that one?
But then when they were talking about going to the front, I kind of pushed it shut and followed her.
You opened it enough to see that there was a ladder going down. It's not as nice a ship as you were on. This basically more or less just has hatches that you open, and it's got ladders going up and down, as opposed to actual stairwells.
It doesn't have that drow elf fleek.
It's a very charming ship. Don't be bad talk my ship.
I didn't know this was yours. I thought it was the pirates. The other guys.
Yes, what do you mean by
Didn't
yours?
say you were wrong.
Okay.
Little trouble in the family.
Story for.
Oh, hey,
another
did you
day.
Sure.
wait a minute, Darren? Make your character go over here.
I'm not sure where he pinged at.
Right up by the captain's wheel.
Yep.
Insert flash sounds.
Look to the southwest.
Okay.
You don't see writing.
Yeah, I see you writing here and here.
Yeah, what does it say?
Disgraced executioner and unreleased executioners.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
I just haven't told them that.
okay. So I was just letting you know.
I know. Yeah, I know it's my old one.
Yeah, it was the original one was written in nice like 3D or whatever, but the second one was kind of like when somebody goes up and takes over something, they draw a big line through it with spray can of paint and just right.
Is that what they did on the side of the ship?
Yeah,
Bastards.
I thought you'd be amused.
He
by
doesn't deserve that. Yeah, I am not on you. He doesn't deserve this. He didn't deserve that crossing out of the name. We gotta fix that later.
What did you talking about?
Yes.
Some shitty 3-2 crossed out the name of the ship, the original name of the ship, and put his name on. It's stupid.
3 teeth is just an unfortunate amount to have.
Well,
Even numbers work way better.
I took those teeth myself.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, whose teeth are we talking about?
Like the other
The-
20 teeth?
The guy I shot at.
Right.
They're really
Captain.
close, you know.
I-
Otherwise, they would have been upset with each other, but they were such close friends that it didn't really bother him when he
Oh yeah.
took his teeth out.
We just hugged it out a little bit.
Why would you take teeth?
He was. We had a disagreement. I helped him out with some dental work he needed.
Right. She kind of like backs away a little slowly from you, kind of uneasily. Like,
On my left hand, I'm just kind of like brushing off a little bit. See some of the scars on the knuckles.
I'm gonna go over here and see what's down here.
It's storage. Yeah, let's try to find some weapons.
So ping
Yes.
in the one.
Maybe a shield or something.
Make sure we're still alone here.
So it's you guys that are going down, right? Sinclair, Darren, and Sarge.
Yeah, I think all of us are going down,
Yeah.
and Lars is minding the captain's wheel, and I guess the ladies can stay up here.
Amari is still over there. I think he's
Oh.
checking out the ladies.
I'll go too. I'm going to.
Nothing,
Monday, Tuesday.
nothing like
Hey.
days stuck in nothing like ladies stuck in like prisoner type areas. For
The
days
implications.
to really get it going.
Yeah. Well,
So you've gone
No,
down
that's
the ladder, and you notice it's still being the cargo hold. You see there's barrels and casks of food and ale and water and things like that.
I'll stick your head up and I'll be like, ladies, if you don't mind, there's some food and water down here. If you take, take some of the dry goods and take some to Lars, please.
And
Is there a barrel of water already open? Like fresh
the
water?
the women they look like I don't know. There's a dress sale at the local store or something. They just kind of drop the bread and everything.
If one of the barrels of water is already open, I kind of Zeresh goes over and kind of takes a little bit and splashes on her face.
Hey, that's for drinking. Do what?
It's with the fine.
So
I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to wash in salt water. I'll do a little.
Welcome to the pirate life.
Watch this. We'll rinse his face off too. Towel off.
you don't want to wash in what?
Salt water.
Oh yeah.
Are these
Does
doors
sound
right
quite
here?
rough.
Those are doors. Yep.
I'm gonna go look at those, inspect them, and kind of open them, see if they open.
They do. They're not locked.
So these pirates, like what the other stuff?
As you you go in there, you start seeing. This is where they keep some more of their valuable goods. You see like casks of wine that they looks like they plan on selling and making a good profit with.
Any is this just like caskets of wine, or is there like any weapons or anything else that would be in here?
No, no real great weapons. There are some. There's like a crate that has it's like a crate of long swords, a crate of maces, one crate of longbows. You don't find any crates with armor here, though.
There's some weapons in here.
There's hand axes as well.
Looks like there's quite a
That's
bit
be some of those hand axes.
Is there any like polearm type weapons?
let me see.
Stacked along a long crate near the back of the wall, you see one labeled pole arms.
Yes, there's some back here.
I might go back there and check out what that's about.
So you could, basically, all of you could have your weapons back. You load your weapons up.
All right.
Nothing like crossbows or anything like that.
I kind of
Yeah, there would be crossbows, longbows, bolts, arrows, whatever.
I kind of go to Sinclair and just made I.
Yeah. Here you go. Thank you. Glad I didn't need to use it.
Omri will take a look at the wine. Are there any? Does he recognize any particularly good ones there, or what's the quality of their stack?
Very good
It's
wine.
best stuff.
Yeah.
It's free. It's the best kind.
Right. Not
Um,
only is it free, but it's also high quality.
Roll
It's also
perception.
not
Roll.
salt water.
Who would be drinkers in the party?
The dwarf.
I know the dwarf would. Roll a perception check, Darren.
I'd like to think Zerish is a casual drinker.
So the last time you saw a bottle of wine like that, they charged you at the local tavern 35 gold for one bottle, and you've not only got a cask full of it, and you've also got a crate full of bottles.
Ooh.
You estimate on like an open market, you could probably get a couple thousand gold pieces out of that.
Omri will grab. Is it just casks, or is there like any bottles or anything? If there's a bottle, he'll grab one.
There are bottles. There's a crate of bottles, and then there's casks. So both.
All right, he'll grab a bottle out of the crate, start popping it open. It's been a long day.
Okay.
Enjoy it nonetheless.
Go.
While he's drinking, Zerish is going to continue
He'll pass it around.
to the back and look for anything interesting. Maybe she can find an armor storage or something.
Nobody has any physical problems with getting seasick, do they?
I might. I've never been on the ship.
No, I don't.
Omri's good.
So anybody that would roll me a Constitution check, I would say on a 5 or less, you start feeling oozy. You're good. Zerish is good. I mean, you guys haven't eaten or drank anything except for Zerish in probably weeks. Just what you could scrounge here and there.
This wine is great on an
Maybe.
empty stomach.
Maybe a rat on occasion or something like that.
Ladies, any of you know how to cook?
I've never cooked before.
I tell you, I'm not very good at cooking, but I'm very good at telling you whether it's good or not.
I have that skill too.
Sure.
It's a very good skill to have.
I'm
You
kind
should
of
Great
like,
for parties.
There should be a story around here somewhere in this.
I'm
you
kind of
should
like
do that.
looking at individual crates and barrels, see if they look different or the same or.
Most of the barrels and kegs, you could almost say here, are either cheap ale or water around here.
Oh, good.
So it's more like patients came out of a horde from resupplying instead of being out pillaging. What'd you say?
I couldn't hear you. You talking really softly.
Sorry. So you say more of they came out of port after resupplying instead of being out pillaging for a while? It's kind of how the cargo hold is set up.
You could tell that they've at least maybe captured some things like that the wine and weapons that they had. Mostly this area here in the middle, a lot of it right now is survival cargo, but as they're out, it would be replaced with more booty. And when they start running low on their cargo and it's getting full of booty, then they take it in and sell it.
Looks like they just came out of port. Maybe one or two ships. Let's head to the crew quarters, to the back of the ship, which I'm assuming this right here would be crew quarters.
Yeah.
I think those are doors. Yeah.
On
There-
the,
there-
Go ahead.
I would just say that there is a door. It's shut. You don't really notice anything extravagant about it.
I'll kind of listen through it, try to see if I can hear anyone moving around.
Roll perception. You stick your air up to the door, and you think you might hear scuffling around, but you're not sure. You're just not positive.
Alright, I'll ready, I guess the battle axe I found. I'll ready that and like, I hear something on the other side. Once don't know what it is. Maybe we open the door ready instead of swinging first, yeah?
Alright.
Sure.
Takes out her flail and kind of hangs it to the side in a good arcing position.
Sinclair will
open
get
the
ready.
door.
And
Yeah, well, they get one.
Yeah. If something comes out to attack, Omri will ready some vicious mockery.
Okay. All right.
Can't wait to hear that one.
Tell me when you're opening the door and which one.
The top one that I'm in front of, I'll open that one first.
Okay.
Seeing him reach for the door, I'll take a step forward.
You take a look in, and some crew quarters. Got a really big table with seating for 6. Looks like. It's got some storage chests along the south wall. A couple of them are open. A lot of the weapons are missing from them. Looks like that was their personal weapon storage. A kettle sitting over along the wall with some cold soup inside it.
I'll look back through the door and like, ladies, there's a kettle down here with some soup. You might maybe better than bread you were eating.
Climbs right up.
And someone, please take Bull up to Lars. He's worked very hard.
Poor Lars. You guys are having the time of your life, and he's up there starving to death.
Alright, I'll make
Don't even know how to drive the ship. And he just drives.
No, this kind of a noble lady that's been knocked down a peg or two. She grabs some jerky and a bottle of wine and takes it up to Lars.
Give them the bottles. We might make profit.
She takes the bottle up to Lars.
That's how you get thrown overboard.
Looks like a
Is
mutiny.
it the door? Yeah, right. This is the door right here.
It is, but the doors are halfway open. Looks like somebody was in a hurry.
While we're looking around, Omri's gonna be keeping his eyes peeled for like incense, maybe feather pillows, and I don't know, just like the food stores and stuff.
Definitely feather pillows are here.
Alright, he'll grab a feather.
And there's nothing in here.
Yeah. The other storage chests that aren't open, I'd like to open those and kind of look through them real quick.
Those are mostly like I said, personal weapon storage and things like that.
still no armor.
Quite a bit of it's gone, but no armor.
I'm gonna get ready to go climb up this ladder, which goes back to the deck, I believe.
Okay.
I mean, the ship is clear, so
We still have captain's quarters to check out. Like we can set the maps down and kind of do some navigating from there.
Come up with a plan.
I'm gonna
Maybe.
follow him up to the captain's quarters, but like with a bowl of soup and a big hunk of bread in both my hands.
Zeresh is
Maybe.
gonna stay. Zeresh is gonna stay down
So
here.
I got Sinclair
Beds.
up there and Darren up there. Anybody else going up?
Yeah, Omri will go up as well. He'll grab a bowl of soup, a bowl of stew, and some wine. He's hungry.
Zerish will come up a little later. She's gonna stay down here and kind of clean up one of these rooms and make it ready to be sleepable.
Okay.
Go ahead, cast a prestidigitation on it, kind of clean it up. Any seawater or salt or anything on it, just make it look nice.
Okay.
And go do that for these few rooms in here.
Okay.
I'll look at it. Lawrence, you're doing good.
Yeah, yeah. Doing great, yeah.
Remember, don't hit any rocks. It's bad.
Also, watch out for pirates.
We're firing a pirate's flag, so I doubt we have any problems with that.
I'm gonna point at Amari and I'm like, there's a pirate there, right there.
Cast disguise
Point
self.
straight at him.
Cast disguise self. Turn myself into a pirate. Arr.
What are you guys doing now?
Good job. We're gonna go check out the captain.
Okay. The door is locked.
Anyone good with opening doors?
Maybe kicking it in.
Stick my head down into the crew quarters. Zerish, I know you're cleaning, but you know how to pick locks.
No? What? There's a closed door? There's a locked door?
Yes, that's what I did.
Start
Someone
making
open
my way
locks.
up to the deck.
What's that?
Start making my way up to the deck. So it only took like a few minutes to do all that.
Okay.
I mean, we could always just push it, right?
Sinclair, you said you have master key, yes?
The boots.
Man, sounds good.
So you guys are going
If you will,
to
please.
start kicking and beating on the door, and busting it off the hinges.
Yeah, nobody has a key and nobody can unlock it.
Okay.
Use the fireman's key.
Do you want a strength check for that?
Yeah. Go ahead and do one. It takes some beating, but eventually splinters start flying off the door. Your foot gets a little bit sore, but finally you're able to kick a hole through the door, and if you wanted, you could reach your hand in there and unlock the door.
Hey! Welcome to the captain's quarters.
Just wanted to say, if anybody had a key, this would probably be the time to say it.
Well, I guess we won't need this key anymore. I don't have a key. I don't.
Okay then.
Well,
You guys see probably what is familiar faces to all of you. A certain drow woman and two bodyguards.
Yes.
no hesitation, I immediately have that flail out. Just in a defensive
Right.
stand.
Your wizard isn't here to protect you this time.
I need no wizard.
I'm gonna draw the rapier.
If you want your armor, it's in the chest over there. She points over there. As well as some better weapons than that junk that you're carrying in the chest on the other side of the bed.
This is no junk.
Oh, but it is.
Wait, why did you take me in the first place?
How to get our stuff on the ship?
Sure. Yeah. How did our stuff get from the other ship? Yeah.
I have my ways.
Are you going to give me your name this time?
It doesn't matter.
Does to me.
Thank you. Rude.
How can we start a personal relationship on such uneven
So,
terms?
I'm with him. You know my name, but I don't know yours.
tell me who is getting the armor out of the chest up there, if anybody.
Darren would go in there to try to get his shield out first.
I would eventually make my way up there.
So put him up there by the armor chest.
Yeah, he's in front of it now.
She has a nice bottle of wine sitting on the desk here, and like some roasted lamb and a few gold coins laying out on the table.
He didn't invite us to dinner either. Honestly, I don't know.
As I take my shield out, I'm gonna look over. You still owe me whiskey.
That's I do. She actually cracks a grin. I figure with the wine, we'll call it even.
Seeing him pull out a shield from the chest, Zeresh would have made her way over there, but still keeping her eye trained on her, like.
So she is just, she's just waiting. She goes over here and sits down and starts eating her dinner. Waiting for you guys to get your armor and weapons and whatnot.
I also find my shield and my armor, kind of lean my armor against my shield, over it, kind of holding it, and looking back at her and then back at everybody else, like. So, alright, so what's the catch? What is happening?
Well,
All right.
when you sit down like civilized, I know it's very hard for some of you males, but you would sit down and have a discussion with me. Zeresh, would you like to join me at the table?
One moment. She kind of sets the armor to the side, takes the shield and straps it to herself and throws it on her back. Picks up her armor again.
Darren, are you opening that?
You still
Heading
have
towards
like
it.
a name.
Alright, so just let me know when somebody does. So,
As I'm walking forward, I'm gonna let them do their thing.
and she takes a plate and cuts off a leg, and it's very nice roasted lamb. Hands it to you and pours you a glass of wine. Nice of you to join me. I appreciate that. Sorry about the company we must keep.
He'll put his rapier away and go into the chest. Grab his
You're gonna open
component
the
pouch
chest?
first. Yeah.
You open the chest and you see some very fine. You're not sure if it's polished, but very clean, shiny weapons. So basically, everybody in the party can exchange their weapon for +1 weapons that they have.
I'll dismiss the one I have, but I'll still take that +1.
Now, if I believe, remember right, you can. Is there a ceremony you can do to attune to that one?
Yeah, it's a 1-hour ceremony
yeah,
during a short
yeah.
or long rest, but I can have 2 bound weapons.
Yeah. Well, that's good. All right.
I just and it's out of my holster, and I take the +1.
Okay. So now you all, whatever weapons you have, they're all +1. 'Cause she has pretty much an array of weapons in there for you.
Okay.
Including the like crossbows and stuff.
Yep.
Do my crossbow.
And she still has her armor, and she kind of sets to the side, and she does sit down, but she doesn't eat any of the food or the wine. She's just kind of...
Oh, come on, dear. Do you think that I poisoned the food or something? What would the purpose of that be?
Yes, I think you maybe have.
It'd be awfully dramatic, too. Yes.
No.
So, why all the rules? Why all the secrecy? More importantly, why are we here? It seems a little...
Well, let me tell you a story. And let me once again say that I could really care less if you guys live or die that much. You, Zeresh, you've earned some respect from me, and I would prefer that you live, and maybe we could become comrades, or could have in some way. But anyway, there once was a pact made among some very, very powerful people. And then there was a betrayal. Well, my master was betrayed. And we worried that power might fall into the wrong hands. And what better to extinguish that possibility than to kill everyone that might become powerful. But you guys have proven yourself quite resourceful. So I would prefer, if I can't kill you, I should aid you, that you don't become the pawns of the enemy.
Who is this enemy?
I don't think I know you well enough for that.
Who is this enemy then? I
Is this a man asking me questions? Zeresh, don't you have some form of discipline that you dole out when men do such things?
I think Zeresh asked that. Then we asked the question.
look if I'm really confused here. What is your interest in me? And like we're all here. We all did the same things. We all. She kind of does this on the table, kind of thinking it over. What is so special about me?
Well, for one thing, you're not the scum of the earth. Maybe not for your species, but they are males after all. And you treat them like they're your equals. It's quite sickening. So it leaves a bad taste. I really don't like, but I guess I have some hope for you, maybe.
I'm not sure what you want from me, but I'm here to listen. For now.
Well,
She kind of looks at the other guys.
I'm
like,
getting full. And your questions are boring me. Nothing interesting to answer.
I have a question for you if you permit. Hey.
One thing of note is I looked at the logs of this man, and it looks like he was investigating some power around here. I'm not able to discern the maps, but it looks like there's just a question mark as far as locations. I don't know exactly where it might be, but maybe you will find it interesting. And she hands you she just scoots it to the other side of the table to Desarish some obviously captain's logs. So it seems I have failed. My original intent was to capture the powerful, let the weak die, or kill the powerful. It didn't make that much difference, but if we have powerful that we captured, it probably turned to our side. But no matter, I've failed in that, and so I guess my usefulness has been spent, and I've failed my queen. And she looks over at this guy, and she kind of nods her head, and he pulls his blade out and stabs himself through the heart.
Oh, snap.
Umbra
What
takes
is
a couple
happening?
steps back.
What's that?
Especially the captain's quarters.
And she gets up and wipes her mouth, and it was a good dinner. It really was. And I do appreciate you joining me.
Can you at least
I'm sorry about the mess. And she walks out the door.
How is she gonna get off the boat?
Hopefully over the side.
Well, I guess you go ask her.
Yeah, I'm ready to follow.
What is this drow doing? This guy?
He's just watching you guys.
I'm looking back at everybody else. It's like dumbfounded. Like, I
I do know.
Here, let me see what you got there.
and she kind of looks over at him. Maybe another time.
And he
Okay.
turns around quietly when he sees her going a ways ahead, and then he walks out the door.
Master's calling, dog. Go fetch.
What the fuck just happened?
Sinclair's gonna be reading the maps over Darren's shoulder, just like spilling food crumbs all over his shoulders while he's.
And Sarah's hands what she gave her to Darren.
Hey, Sinclair, maybe brush my shoulder off. Maybe are they? You see them on deck?
Go see them on deck?
Open the door and look out. Do you see them on the deck?
You guys are going out?
No, I'm asking Sinclair to open the door and see if he sees them on the deck, like in the midships, if you will.
Yeah, I'll just lean out the door.
Like just out front of the door, yeah. I know we can't see like where the captain's wheel's at, but
He looks out the door, peeks his head out the door, and he sees the other male drow with a sword through his chest.
Man, that other dude killed himself too.
Sarah's is just sitting in a chair, kind of like this, just kind of arm on the table, just kind of thinking over.
We'll carefully step over the dead dwarf that's in the cabin and just walk out onto the deck and see what this drow is doing.
That's a drow, it's not a dwarf, though.
Oh, right. The drow. My bad.
So
I'm
who
still
is
alive.
who is stepping out?
Omri.
Just Omri? So he don't really see anything out there.
So I glanced at the notes before I gave.
Omri does hear, very quiet, but he hears her talking. Sounds like she's up there with Lars.
He'll walk up, go see what's going on.
And you hear her say, "It's such a beautiful day." She's actually talking to the noble woman and not Lars.
Okay. Omri is just gonna look at Lars, give him a try and give him a. Everything all right, Lars?
His eyes get big and he's like, shrugs his shoulders a little bit, and he goes like, "She's crazy, I think."
Sure.
And nothing like washing a good dinner down.
So. All right.
And she opens her vest or her trench coat, pulls out looks like a little small bottle of wine that she has, and reaches back and kills it.
Thirsty.
I do. And she jumps over the side of the boat.
Jeez. Oh man. Omri's gonna run over to the side.
She jumped over the back of the boat, actually. So
Yeah, he'll run over to where she jumped off and look over.
you see her sinking down below the water.
Shit. He's gonna look around. Anyone have any rope? Something that floats? He's gonna run back down the stairs. Drow overboard!
You
Meanwhile-
say that's like it's a bad thing.
Meanwhile, there, just
I don't know anymore!
she's taking it all in. She did skim over it before handing it to Darren, but
Okay.
just kind of sitting there.
Sinclair's gonna lean forward and he's gonna point at like a random part on the blue part of the map and be like, "Oh, so we should be right about here, right?"
So you have are you proficient with cartography tools?
Darren.
No, I am not proficient with cartography tools.
Well, Darren's proficient with
As sailor?
navigators.
Oh, you're proficient with navigation?
Yeah, navigators tools is what it would be.
With what now?
Navigators tools. I'm not sure what attribute you want to attach to that, but it
Well,
would be
I think you
navigators
can-
tools and water vehicles.
So click on if you click on your character
no.
sheet where it says the navigator's tools proficiency, it should roll.
Well, no, it's set as query, so it can change. Like if you want to make an intelligence navigator's tools or a wisdom navigator's tools, then we can change the attribute. So it all depends on what you want to do. Otherwise, I can set it to roll just one. It's up to you.
You said it's what now?
It's set as the attribute is set as query. And the
Oh, so yeah,
should
put it
be-
to.
yeah, I mean, I can fix it so that it rolls however you
Yeah, I
want.
think you can select what you want to assign it to. It doesn't give you a
which I would
drop
do
down.
wisdom. Yeah, it
Yeah.
gives a drop down. Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and make it that. Good roll.
What the heck?
Thanks for good me.
Yeah.
You're like, oh. And it dawns on Amari that you look up and the sun was coming up. You know, about the time she said, such a nice day, she kind of looked up at the sun and took her a drink and then jumped overboard.
And Amora was the only one that saw that.
Yeah. So you make from your roll another navigator's tools since I'll give you advantage on them.
You didn't like the nat one?
No, that was. We'll give you advantage because you're.
What's this chicken scratch?
I think that spot is correct. Yes.
So from basing, looking at the logbook and the map that you have, you can tell that the ship had a course for going, like basically where it has been, and then another destination was towards a question mark off to like the northwest of Waterdeep. You're not totally sure where you are, but through your experience navigating the ship around, you can kind of tell from the stars that you're probably maybe northwest.
It's the which side is the sun off of as it's coming up? Is it on the left side or right side?
Why?
Well, then I can get an idea of which direction we're headed at least. If it's on the right side of the ship, then I know we're facing south. If it's on the left side of the ship, I know they're facing north. Otherwise, vice versa. Then. I'm assuming the sun rises that's the same way in Faerun as it does in.
Well, we'll say you know how to navigate in the general direction you want to go.
Okay, all right.
Remember, you've had Lars piloting the ship, and
Right.
and his navigation skills
I
are
haven't
probably.
exactly come out. He's just going straight.
And
It's
plus,
fine.
basically, you guys have turned away from a ship that you were in a battle with, and turned away, and then just gone straight from that point on.
Right. Yeah.
So, was there anything that looked anything useful? Because I really at a loss for words. That's twice now I've met that woman, and she has never given me a straight answer.
I'm gonna hold her to that whiskey. She promised it, and I'll be damned the next time I see her.
I don't think you're going to be.
About this point, Darren, are you still in the captain's quarters, or have you come out to astro navigate type of deal? To figure out where you are.
Yeah. After trying to look at the maps, I probably would come out and try to get some sort of bearings on the deck. And
Zerish and Sinclair as well.
I'm staying behind in the room for a little bit, still thinking on what just happened.
Okay.
I'll go out too. I'll leave her alone.
I'll leave the paperwork that I got from the drow ship. I'll leave that on the table by the captain's log before I come out.
Okay.
I had it rolled up in my tomb.
So about the time you kind of put into your memory where the location with this question mark was, and you're looking at where the sun is coming up, where the moon is fading, the stars are located that you can still see. About the time it dawns on you that you think that you're probably pretty close to where this question mark was on the map.
You said the question mark was close to Waterdeep?
No, I'm saying the question mark is about where you guys are.
Oh, okay.
And about that time you hear in the ship bouncing all over the place, and you've basically hit a coral reef, and you look off to in front of the ship, and you see palm trees and then what could be an island.
gonna yell out, Lars, I told you one thing, not heat stuff. You hit the only thing in the ocean.
I wasn't hitting anything. I saw land and I was heading to the land.
No,
We got it.
I didn't see any bodies or any other ships or anything. I didn't run into any of them.
Yeah, I said not to run into land, and you run into land.
Laz, great job taking initiative, but next time maybe don't take initiative.
Well, you got to write this stuff down. I am a very intelligent man. If you tell me exactly what you want, I will get us there, or we will get there, or something like that. Anyway, it's not my fault. He takes a big swig of wine.
Cool.
Let's drop the anchors from the boat. Let me go below decks and try to see what happens.
It doesn't.
I'll go.
You're not really moving. It looks like you kind of dropped anchor across a boulder or corals or something that's preventing you from moving around too much.
Okay.
Upon examining over the side, their Amari, you can tell that you could probably jump over the side and wade to shore.
Oh, we're that close.
Yeah, he was heading right for the land.
So, Laz, all right. And he'll, Omri will walk down and he'll try and join up with the rest of the group.
Darren's gonna go down and cargo hole, try to see if there's any geese inside the boat, or just gonna scrape up a piece of front.
Oh, you guys see up and down and up and down. That's what I had painted over the stairs, and then when I moved you guys from map to map, it took those with it. Interesting.
It seems, we're quite close.
Lors,
We want to go.
never drive my ship again. Ever.
Do we want to go ashore?
You think maybe we should try to figure out who we're at first?
I'd be right. We should. You know how to consult the maps and all that, right?
Yeah, I'll go back in captain's quarters and look around.
Sure.
I'll head back
by
in there.
by the way, the drow, she jumped off the boat. We left her behind. I figured,
sounds like a
you
good
know,
place to drop.
I figured it doesn't matter. You know.
She had another boat down there, or she swam, or
Yeah, we can call that. If you can call it swimming, sure. I think she tried. More of a flounder.
hopefully the sea puppies will let her get pets.
You think she drowned?
You know, it was in the moment. I'm not too sure. I'm not a Navy man, you know.
She went to the bubble, stopped.
Honestly, I got distracted before that.
By this body right here. No, nudge the dead drow, I guess. So that's what this got.
So, should we throw him overboard as well?
Yeah, that armor looks fancy. Maybe once someone could use it.
One thing you notice is you weren't paying attention, but now that the sunlight has come out, his armor and weapons have basically, you see dust laying on the ground around where his armor and his weapons were.
Never mind. Maybe good to just check over.
Yeah, maybe we should just get a broom or something.
Sweep him overboard.
Sure.
It's one way to sweep him off his feet.
So let me know if you want Zerish to come out or win.
Yeah, about this time would be pretty good. Give him enough time to chit chat.
Okay.
You figure something out there?
No, not that I know. Look, I'm gonna go get something to eat, something to munch on. But why have we stopped?
Well, and he'll motion towards the island. We have. Seems we found land.
In large quantities.
So sudden.
Sure. I think we've decided to try and figure out where we are first.
Well, considering there's palm trees and not ice, at least I say we're south somewhere.
Alright, well,
Sure.
I'm gonna be downstairs and pick up a few things. I'll be back. She kind of opens up the hatch and makes her way downstairs.
There you go.
Go into the captain's quarters to look at the maps and all that down and try to figure out, maybe get a better idea of it.
As far as you could tell from your navigation in the past, it's like the island didn't used to be here, or maybe it appeared here or moved here, or maybe just all the routes have never come here before. It's kind of strange how it's arrived.
Yeah, living on the seafloor. Would I have heard any like rumors or like old sea dog tales about islands popping up out of nowhere?
Yeah.
The magic islands.
Yeah. Set area where they usually show up at, it just randomly pop up, and there's like old, like I said, sea dog tales, right?
Yeah. So you guys are pretty much on this island. You have plenty of food and drink to last for probably months for the small amount of people.
Looking into captain's logs, do I find anything that regards them, why they would be looking for this, the question mark on the map, kind of a thing? Like what would cause them to head that way, to look for it?
Your best guess is they're really into treasure. Either stealing treasure or finding treasure. And so I guess that would be your best guess. But could be anything from a strange mystery to treasure.
Nothing like someone like gave them a treasure map to go there, anything like that. Nothing that sticks out.
No, you're not really sure where he got his information from?
And are these on the papers that we took from the ship, or are these the papers that the drow lady gave us while we were submitted?
Well, the logs...
I'm looking at everything.
Yeah, the logs are the ones that she gave you that were his in the quarters. The map you got when you were still on the slaver ship.
Okay.
And you was using both of those together. Kind of putting two and two together.
Do I see any descriptions of the islands that match, like, kind of what we run into? From the drow notes?
There's no real notes about the island other than the big question mark. Kind of at the best, with Darren's best guess, that's where you're at. You are now at question mark.
Alright.
Um,
Come out, like, there's nothing, can't figure out where we're at. I've heard a couple of tales about magic islands popping up, but the locations kept changing, so I have no clue.
As I'm climbing the ladder, I climb back up with a piece of jerky hanging in my mouth, just kind of. This is not that bad. Savory.
It's the salt.
So, what are we doing now?
Well, we could climb up Crow's Nest, maybe get an idea about the island, or just jump off and try to walk around the island here. We got enough food for a couple of days at least, maybe a week, couple of weeks.
So, this island isn't on the map,
That's correct.
is what you're telling me, Devin?
Yeah, it's not on the map. I assume like there's a question mark in a certain area, but I can't discern where exactly it's at.
Okay,
There's not a whole lot. We could probably take like an hour, and I could continue going over these. There's a couple of other things I'd like to do before that would take about an hour to do. If you want to take a short rest, maybe it'd be a good time.
well, my thought is, this island doesn't exist on the map, but they've drawn a question mark on there, meaning that they were seeking an invisible island. Or hidden, whatever.
Yeah,
It sounds to me like something amazing must be hidden on this island.
It is pirate ship that had the notes, so maybe. Yeah,
Intriguing.
I agree.
Does not explain why that woman was aboard and how her men just killed themselves.
You elves, not you elves, but elves in general, they all kind of do weird things. I don't know.
Believe me, yes, indeed.
Maybe so, but if we do decide to look into this a little bit more, I could use a little bit more time.
I would like to upgrade my armor. Not necessarily upgrade, but work on it a little bit before we go ashore as well. That's okay. Maybe an hour?
Oh, I think we should definitely take a rest.
That sounds pretty good, yes.
We have Lars was complaining that the reason we've run aground is he cited a lack of organization amongst our escape from the drow slave ship crew. So maybe we should, I don't know, maybe we should get organized. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I can do that.
Upstairs.
That sounds a good idea to me, yeah.
So,
I just check a few things if we're going to be traveling around. But I'll be up
Maybe.
here, and she kind of motions to the front of the ship. I've got the little things I need to take care of.
and Darren, the status of the ship, would we be able to sail away, or has there been extensive damage?
Let me go below decks and see if there's any holes on the inside. Anything broke through.
Sure.
I would like to repair it. This ship is very special to me, so I would
Right.
like to make sure we can keep it going.
Zaris goes
I have
to
an
the
I have an
front
old
of the
friend that would be very happy to have it back.
ship. Zaris goes to the front of the ship, and for the next hour while all this is happening, she sets her weapon out in front of her and kind of sits cross-legged and kind of focuses and chants on it. So I'm doing weapon bond on that +1.
Gotcha.
Darren will go below decks and see if there's any holes, and then he'd also like to take an hour, kind of with his chainmail that he got back on him, and work this Blessing of the Forge. Yeah.
Nice.
Work that into his chainmail. Makes it a +1.
King, 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 king.
Gond, help me out here. It's good.
As lightning strikes the hammer. What are you guys doing for an hour?
Oh yeah. Omri, he's just gonna go through his component pouch and just make sure that everything is there, that he has everything that he needs to cast all of his spells, and put on his leather armor and strap his rapier and his light crossbow on, and that's it.
Yeah, Sinclair's just gonna be practicing different, like fighting stances and going through different motions.
He's gonna. Darren's gonna actually go like over his axe. He's gonna use his before the break, I guess. I'll expend a Channel Divinity Artisan's Blessing to kind of reshape the battle axe into what his old one looked like, with the a spoked cog kind of alongside the blade of the battle axe, kind of worked into the design of the axe itself.
Fancy.
And then after the hour, I guess I'll. Is there any damage to the ship on the inside?
There is. It's going to take some time and work and effort to repair the ship. It's got rocks basically cut into the side of the ship.
Maybe we could. I think from the picture you showed of the ship, I think we saw some harpoons on the back and front of the ship. Maybe we could shoot the back ones and try to get it off the rocks, and then maybe get it out to water a little bit more, and at least plug the holes for now until we can find the correct repairing equipment.
Keep her afloat.
So I basically put the campfire here on the map to show where your ship is located.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know much about ships, but I help what I can.
Yeah, same. We'll defer to your expertise.
Good at shooting
Yeah, after about like I guess maybe we'll take like a second hour to kind of try to get the ship so we can plug it, maybe off the rocks a little bit, but not necessarily we're not gonna like get it ready to leave or anything. If everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Or if you want to do that before we did everything else.
Either way, I'm fine with it either way. Does Amari get a blister?
You kind of see from looking where you're at this as the sun is coming up. You can see a little ways. You think off in the distance, it's kind of dark. You can see mountains and then heavy forest, jungle-like land that's off the beach area.
About how far away?
Tough to tell. The jungle maybe a mile or two.
That's if it's high tide or low tide.
What's that?
Would I be able to discern if it's high tide or low tide?
Probably not yet. But you know that last night was a full moon, so it's probably transitioning now to lower tide.
Well, if with the full moon last night, the tide going out, we got at least 12 hours before we'll probably be able to fully get the ship off the rocks. It'd be a good time to try to get an idea of the island, maybe get some wood for repairs and whatnot.
So figure out if there's any threats on the island as well.
It depends on how threatening, but yes.
Yeah, I'll go.
Information mission.
I'm actually quite curious about this island.
It'd be a good time to try to see if we can find any hints about maybe what they were doing here. I mean, typically with pirates, it has something to do with treasure, gold, and the likes, which is a good thing.
Is that all the pirate's life is about? It's the gold and the treasure and the... There's nothing
You
more?
can buy more
Zarish,
more
I can
ale
tell
and
that you are.
Alcohol.
Zarish, I can tell you are very perceptive. Yes, that is correct.
I would wager that many other lifestyles also only favor gold as well.
Yeah, but
Revolve
pirate life
around
is
me.
the life for all of us now, so it's okay.
Sure, I embrace it. I embrace it. If there's money to be made, let's go.
Yeah.
I do like money.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will not turn down a good coin, but I'm probably not the one seeking it. Is that bad?
I don't know. It depends on how you live your life.
One step at a time.
Sure. Sounds like you manage.
One gold coin at a time.
Well, you know the best part about being pirates is, right? Picking out the outfit name. The ship used to be the disgraced executioners, but
It's a
we can definitely come up with other names if you wish.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Sounds like a big decision.
It does sound like a big decision.
So how did you all? I mean, how did you all find yourselves on this on that slave ship anyway? Myself, I was accosted by our gracious host on my way to bed down for the night.
Yeah, I got caught by her and a wizard entering a tavern. Similar situation. They bagged
was
me
a-
over the head.
Hmm.
I was also got by her too. Though she gave me a choice to help her. And all she'd wanted to do was destroy. And I couldn't do it.
It seems like they prefer women over men.
But-
Am I the only one that picked that up?
Yeah, I got a hit to that.
But
I
it's
was feeling
weird.
that vibe as well.
I've never met this woman before. But she called me my name when we first met. That's the part that I don't understand.
She knew my name as well.
Same.
Oh, she knew mine. I was finishing work at the forge, and from Port Last is where I was from, or where I was at the time, and she called me by name, and I was trying to hide, and she even saw me, so I don't even know.
Lars is like,
She offered.
if I may, I was thinking he's talking about a name, and we all seems to have been shanghaied more or less. What about Shanghai Surprise?
If that is what this is, doesn't feel good.
I'm mulling it over. I like it. I like the idea of it.
Shanghai surprise. The blind side.
Just my 3 cents. I get an extra cent because I'm bigger than you.
But you lost that since you ran by a bolt of ground, so you
Hey,
don't get the
you
extra.
making fun of me?
Lars, to
No,
be
I'm
honest,
stopping facts.
you haven't shown the most sense, since this whole thing went. I'll give you this. It was a very stressful situation, and we've all made mistakes. But size isn't everything, Lars.
So it'd be a good time for everybody to describe what they look like to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say the captain of the ship should go first.
Okay, Lars, calm down. Not you, it's me. Okay. So what you guys see, and if you guys want to do it in accent, just let me know. But otherwise, I'm gonna do it without the accent, just so you can understand it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I gotta be immersed.
You gotta be immersed? Okay, no problem. Done. Long red hair with matching red beard. Various braids and beads have been intertwined in all of him. You see muscular tanned arms, like a dark tan that you don't typically see on Lords of the Mountain or Hill variety, because, you know, they spend a lot of time underground. You see the dirty, at this point, very dirty, that once was like a rich royal blue shirt, sleeveless, with loose striped blue and brown trousers tucked into a pair of well-worn folded over boots. You know, like you fold them up, they might go just above the knee, folded down about mid-calf. My shield that you see is it's mostly a wooden shield that's been reinforced. The center is a spoked cog with a very intricate twisted metal that looks like rope around the outside of the shield, circular. You'll see also there's a light crossbow made of a dark wood with metal, another bright metal reinforcing it along its side, including the arms and where the bolts go. A battle axe hangs from the side of his waist, with a long handle that could fit one or two hands, maybe hand and a half. With a nice dark leather wrapped around that. The axe itself is mainly metal, though. And then what he did earlier was he worked in a spoked, like a quarters cog that doesn't go all the way to the blade, but maybe a couple inches from it. That ends up and then kind of goes into the back. In the back of the axe, you'll see a dwarven head that has been made into his own likeness. Yeah, that's it.
Very cool.
It's there.
Nice.
Sinclair's a pretty tall guy. He's 6'2" human, a medium build, like 180 pounds. Not super muscular, but
No accent? What?
really. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Immersive.
He has long black hair tied up in a ponytail with a ringlet with the Mirabar seal on it. Even tied up, his hair is long enough to reach the middle of his back. Over his shiny chainmail, he wears royal-looking robes with clean, crisp whites and bright purples embroidered into the edges. Other than the fact that he seems to always be smiling, like he's posing for some political poster, the most noticeable thing about his face is his deep blue eyes that kind of look as though they're looking through you. And he always seems to be using his long glaive like a walking staff, so he doesn't have to support the weight of it the whole time that he's carrying it around. And on the opposite side that he would be using his glaive, he has a net hanging from his belt and a light crossbow tied to his back. And as you go down his royal robes, the only other severely noticeable thing about him is he has surprisingly small feet for how tall he is of a man.
Cool.
Nice. I'll go next then. I am playing the role as Zerish, the blue-skinned tiefling woman. Stands about 6'1", 6'2", just peeking over 6'1" with her horns. She has these dark blue hair with a hint of purple and violet going around it. Her horns kind of stick up a little bit. They curled out into a ram style. She has multiple tattoos, or multiple piercings on her face. She has a number of 6 piercings, 3 on each ear. She has a piercing going through her nose, the bridge of her nose. a loop ring, and one on the lip. Unlike other tieflings, her eyes are actually got a slight glow to it. It's almost violet in nature. Her blue skin, as it goes down, it kind of changes and shifts depending on the light. A little bit of violet in the end. She has a few tattoos that you can see. One mostly noticeable on her right arm is almost the entire arm is grafted with symbols and shapes of tattoos. She has on, you can see a chain vest with a tunic covering most of it. It goes all the way down to her pants, which are just common leather jeans with knee-high boots. And she has what was a really unique shield is now tarnished, almost burned, and is thrown across her back with a leather strap holding it all together. And onto her side, her right side, she has a flail. If anybody thinks Lord of the Rings, a spike flail.
Very cool.
Bamhams, your turn.
All right. So Omri Duboisson is a half-elf. He has some pointed ears, medium length, kind of a honey brown hair that he's kind of that. As we're kind of putting ourselves back together, he kind of just combs it back. He's got sort of a short, full face beard. He is dressed in kind of like navy blue leathers, somewhere between like black and navy, just dark leathers, a light leather armor. He's got sort of a blackish grayish hood attached to it. On his side, you see a small nondescript kind of burlap pouch full of some things next to so just like a coin pouch. He has on his side is a rapier, a brand new shiny one that he just pulled out of the treasure chest in the captain's room. I don't know. Other than that, he has fairly pale skin, like calves leather, very soft. He looks like he's never worked a day in his life. He has green eyes, and he has a lute attached to his back, and a light crossbow. And then other than that, he's fairly nondescript. On his, you do see on his wrist a tattoo, and it's just the letters G and T. And then that's it. Oh, he's like 5'9". He's quite thin.
So
Kind of got like a I don't know, like a David Tennant. He's like kind of lanky.
So
Very
you're as
lean
tall as
fellow.
the dwarf?
He's what now?
You're as tall as Darren? If not a little bit taller?
Yeah, he's like 5'9", 5'10". He's not very tall. He's kind of average.
Oh no, Darren's shorter than that.
Yeah.
Darren's 4'2".
Oh, yeah.
A solid 130. Wide of shoulder, 4'2".
Yeah.
Zetter is
Big
6'4".
4-2.
Standard dwarf.
Almost 6'2". Kind of built, but looks to be 140, 160. Without armor, so.
Darren's tall enough to look you straight in the throat.
Yeah. Lovely throat muscles you have. If you want a better jewelry, I can always do more than that. Better quality, at least.
So I think it's probably a good time to call it a day and pick up where we are now next week.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
So I think Anybody that is viewing, and hope you see us back. We broadcast Sunday starting at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Huzzah.
it continues at the Misfits.